There is something about this game on Tuesday night, which is of course the big boys, the Delhi Capitals against Royal Challengers Bangalore. It's Saba's team against my team. I'll give you a clue on Criclytics Man vs Machine on the theme of the show today. Yup, we're back with yet another edition of Criclytics Man vs Machine with me, Avnish Hegde on cricket.com, and we're going to be joined in for, of course, the preview. Delhi Capitals against Royal Challengers Bangalore with Saba Karim himself, and of course he's going to be involved with the Delhi Capitals as their head scout, so there's lots to get into. Of course, Saba, Delhi RCB have shown signs that these two teams can go all the way this season. Your first thoughts on this matchup, please?
It's going to be an exciting clash, Avni, because on one side you have Delhi Capitals who are on a roll. They won 3 games, so such string of wins really helps the side to qualify in a better frame of mind. RCB, although they started off on such a good note, and one felt that they've got the right kind of combination, the right kind of resources. But the last encounter against CSK would have given them, it's like a wake-up call for them. So they need to recover quickly and get back into this winning mode. But I'm looking forward to this exciting clash.
This is going to be an exciting clash. Of course, comes from Motera, Ahmedabad, and they have about 8 to 9 pitches over there, so you don't know really what the conditions will be right now. But we can tell you, of course, certain matchups which is going to come across in this battle. And there's one intriguing clash, Saba, and I don't think if you would have probably noted it before, you would have probably done your research. I think you're the latter, you do your research well indeed. Axar Patel against A.B. de Villiers in Maxwell. Do you think that could be a game-changing matchup?
Oh yes, in a big way. I think Delhi Capital very happy to have Axar Patel back in the team. He brings in so much of experience. He's got loads of experience of playing number of IPL matches, and I think this international exposure which he got in the last home series against England, that really bodes well for Axar Patel. And I think he's that kind of a player. He loves such challenges. And I read somewhere that even in the last encounter, he was the one who went up to the captain Rishabh Pant and said, "You give me the ball, I'll bowl the super over." And that's the kind of confidence one expects from a youngster like Axar Patel. So yeah, he would relish such challenges. He's up against 2 of the most clean kind of stroke players in the world at this stage, on a different kind of a track, which does benefit the batsmen. Yes, this is going to be a very intriguing clash, as you rightly put it.
Yeah, it is going to be an interesting matchup. You guys can catch up all the matchups on cricket.com, the Criclytics section, which has a lot to choose from, of course. And just to give you a little bit of numbers before we move on to Delhi Capitals talking points, Axar Patel has actually got both these batsmen out, 2 times de Villiers, 3 times Maxwell, and he thrives with the arm ball to the right-handers, of course. Let's move on to Prithvi Shaw, because that's a talking point if you're a Delhi Capitals fan. And he always starts off the IPL in a flamboyant, brilliant way, but then he just declines. Why is that? And do you believe that Prithvi Shaw can change this trend going forward, Saba?
I think this is a new Prithvi Shaw which we are seeing right now, Avnish. I think this comeback kind of a theme mode for Prithvi Shaw really augurs well for him. He's worked very hard on his technique, worked very hard on his temperament, and I think I find it very heartening to note a youngster who, after being dropped from the national side, comes back into the domestic circuit and puts up loads of runs. So he has done that. He's got runs behind him. And he also understands the need of Delhi Capitals all the time. As an opener, he's there to give them a very sound start. And I think the kind of confidence which he has right now, the number of runs which he has scored, even in this IPL games. So I think all this really brings up his confidence more and more. He's such a pristine player, such a touch player. He does not have to do anything different. And I think if he can continue in the same kind of a form, same kind of a vein, I'm sure one can expect some bigger things from Prithvi Shaw in the forthcoming matches also.
Yeah, I think that's value for money when you get Prithvi Shaw to deliver. And given the fact that him and Dhawan get off to 50+ stands, invariably Delhi win that particular game. So that's something to, of course, consider from a Delhi Capitals perspective. Right, before we get into the predictions, Saba, we can't, of course, neglect the headlines in the last 24 hours with Ravichandran Ashwin, bidding farewell to the IPL for this season, at least due to the grim situation. We saw it with Andrew Tye, a couple of RCB players themselves, and Kane Richardson and Adam Zampa. Now, the question here is, of course, with health repercussions, financial repercussions, is it a tough decision for a player to make?
Oh, mighty tough decision, Avnish, because most all the foreign players look forward to play in the IPL because it generally propels them into international recognition. And one has seen that in the past, that all those who have showcased their talent in a very positive manner in the IPL, that they got picked for the national sides. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why most of the foreign players, they want to play in the IPL. So here for them, after getting picked for an IPL team, then to say bye to this and go back to look after their families, I'm sure it must have come after a lot of deliberation and discussions or introspection with the family members. So I do respect the decision. These are really challenging times for all of us. But and I hope that all those who have decided to go back to respective places, they find peace and solace being with their family members.
Yeah, I think pertinent points, so Saba, and we wish all of them well, of course, with their families. And also a big shout out to Pat Cummins, who's donated to the PM Care Funds Award, which is a great thing from an overseas player to start the initiative, and what a precedent that is to, of course, get on to. Let's move on to the Criclytics predictions right now, from the grim situation that is COVID to your predictions, Saba, because there have been some wonderful predictions so far in Game 1. We saw that in the CSK RCB encounter. 3-3 is what you called. What do you have for batsmen in this one? Because again, there's Virat Kohli, there's Shikhar Dhawan. Criclytics has gone for the latter in Shikhar Dhawan. Do you agree?
I agree with Machine this time around because Shikhar is in superb form. I think there's a massive change in the way he takes up his batting. He has assumed the role of a leader for Delhi Capitals. One has seen a patient knock from him, one has seen an aggressive knock from him. So he understands the nature of the wicket, and he's been able to design his own game according to the surface. And I think all this really speaks highly of his confidence and his desire or his earnestness to do well in this season. So I think I think Shikhar deserves my pick also in this regard.
Yeah, the fact that he's been flourishing and how, that's a story for another day perhaps. Let's swiftly move on to the bowlers, because Criclytics has gone for a bold choice here, Saba. It reckons Anrik Nokia to be back in the scheme of things and deliver on Game 1. Do you agree with the machine?
First, one has to figure out whether he gets into the 11 or not, because it seems that the Delhi Capitals have sorted out their bowling combination quite well. In yesterday's game on a slow surface, they played with 3 spinners. So they had Ashwin, they had Mishra, and they had Axar Patel. And they backed up Rabada and Avesh Khan. So I do have my doubts whether Anrik Nokia will get a game here or not. But given the nature of the track at Ahmedabad, there is a strong possibility that Notke may get in. But I would go with someone like Avesh Khan, who has been a revelation for Delhi Capitals. Not only this season, but even last year, I think he had a remarkable IPL. And good to see that Delhi Capitals team management and the coaching staff have backed Avesh Khan right from the first game. And he has hardly disappointed in this in all the 5 games that he has played so far for Delhi Capitals.
Yeah, 3 wickets under his belt. The last game will do him a world of good going into this one. All-rounders next, and they've gone for Shehbaz Ahmed in terms of the Criclytics pick here. He didn't play the last time out, but remember, Saba, he's been one of those players out of the 9, I think, throughout the IPL 2021 campaign, who's got a 10-10 performance with Criclytics in one of the games. Of course, that was a KKR game. Do you think you would support that theory with Shehbaz Ahmed, the best all-rounder, or would you go somewhere else?
Well, he's such an exciting player. He plays for Bengal, has done very well for them in red ball and white ball cricket. That's one reason why RCB have picked him. They have backed him in whatever game they have played. At times, he's been promoted up the order, and he has come up with some very important cameos for them. Picked up major wicket in one game which they won. But having said that, I don't see a place for Shehbaz Ahmed in the 11 because, and I think I mentioned this in the last game also, that RCB needs to have more batting firepower in the middle. Along with Virat Kohli, Glenn Maxwell, and AB de Villiers, they need one more batter in the middle who can come into batter number 3. And I don't see Shehbaz Ahmed fulfilling that position because they already have many bowlers in the rank. Go with Axar Patel here, Avnish, because Axar Patel he's taken wicket, and I think he's very handy with the bat, and he can contribute in both skills for his side.
Yeah, good choice that, and I don't really put that past anyone, that choice. Axar Patel, it's a good shot indeed. Wicket-keepers next, please, because we have 2 minutes to wrap Saba according to my camera right now.
So let's go with Rishabh Pant this time around. Captain, good player. I would go with Rishabh Pant.
Yeah, Rishabh Pant at 37 in quick time in the last game, and AB de Villiers, of course, got castled by Jadeja. So good choice there, going by the recency bias that it is. Form-wise, which team is better? Obviously, it's Delhi because RCB started the last time out. But heart-wise, head-wise, Saba, who are you going for?
You should ask that question to yourself, Avnish. My heart lies in Delhi Capitals, so I'll go with Delhi Capitals. You jolly well stick with RCB.
I will stick with RCB. It's just one defeat. We have to get the other teams into the tournament. We can't be runaway winners. We're always thoughtful and magnanimous like that. But jokes about Saba. Have a terrific Tuesday. We'll catch you, of course, post-match. And hope you win this time because 3-3 was a great flattering scoreline. Hopefully it's 3-2 to your favour. But we'll wait and watch what happens.
Thank you.
That was Saba Karim just sharing insight, and I'll tell you what, he's chuffed alright because it's just a few days where he can get out of his own quarantine bubble and really be in the thick of things with the Delhi Capitals, and we'll wish him well on that. Until then, subscribe to the channel, alright, and download the app as well. We'll catch you in the next one.